Okay, let's just start by addressing it. I know that I sound a little funky. Or maybe I don't. Actually, this is the first time I've talked since work, since taking a nap, since resting my voice for a few hours. Maybe I don't sound funky. I don't know. It's so hard to hear that you're congested when you're congested. Okay, anyways, guys, something got me. I got an ick or whatever. But not even. Like I went to the doctor and they were like, there's nothing viral going on with you. COVID? Nope. Strep? Nope. Flu? Nope. You're all good, babes. No, actually, what happened? I went, they did all their tests, and the doctor lady, she comes in and she's like, you have allergies? And I say, no. And she's like, no, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, you have allergies. I was like, oh, yep, you're right. You're right. You're the one with the clipboard. You're so right, babes. Thank you. Thank you for that diagnosis. Okay, now I'm hearing it. Yeah, so apparently I have allergies. Apparently, after 25 years of living in my body, I did not know I had allergies, and I do. But allergies shouldn't make you feel like this. Like, I feel like I've been hit by a brick, you know? I was asleep all day yesterday. I woke up to my throat feeling like it was burning. Like it was on fire, and also somebody was stabbing me with shards of glass. Like that's the type of level I was on. So you people with allergies, y'all just be walking around like this. Like no, I think they might have. Not to call the lady dumb. Not to call. I'm not calling anybody dumb. She did get her degree on that, on health, whatever. But I don't know, because also my sister was sick. So wouldn't it make sense that if my sister was sick and I happened to be home, then I would catch the same sick if we have similar symptoms? But no, apparently I just have allergies. They just gave me some like doped up Claritin, basically, nasal spray and ibuprofen, and they were like, "You're good," even though I can barely stay awake for more than 5 hours at a time. So I don't know, but I didn't. Why am I talking about this? Oh, because I sound bad. That's why I'm talking about that. So that's that. I sound bad. Sorry. But anyways, I'm filming this podcast. This is the I'm Doing This Okay podcast. I'm Angel, and you're here listening. And this is Disney Channel. Are they still doing that? The the wand thing on Disney Channel. I haven't watched Disney Channel in a minute. No need to. I am grown now, but maybe one time for nostalgia's sake. Anyways, I'm not gonna keep y'all long this episode. Like anybody cares. No, but like, okay, I need to stop downing myself. But I wanted to talk about inspiration. Okay. Because as I mentioned in the last episode, I was like struggling with being like inspired. I specifically want to talk about inspiration and integrity. I think that's what I'm naming this episode, inspiration and integrity. Because a lot of people, not a lot, I am like a walking contradiction. But I don't like for anything that I say to be definite. I don't want anything I say to be definite because I don't want y'all to take what I say and then run with it. Like I don't know. I'm just a girl. I am. So let me be wishy washy on every single statement I've ever said on the internet and in real life. Okay, please. That's nasty. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be sniffling in this. I can't help it. I can't help it, guys. I'm trying my best. But anyways, I want to talk about inspiration and integrity because I think when people start losing inspiration, some people sacrifice their integrity. And this is what I mean by this. For some reason, so many people trust me, which I don't know if I've ever given off that my lips are sealed, you know? But I do keep people's secrets. I do, most cases. But sometimes it's like the most random people will trust me with information that they probably shouldn't have. Because I am like, I do keep a lot of things close to my chest, but if you tell me some like crazy stuff, babes, I'm sorry, I have to share it. Okay, and if my friend is watching this, who just told me like a really big secret, this isn't including you. Okay, I want you to know that this isn't including you. I love you. And if you know, you know. If you need to text me to clarify if it is you or not, please do that because I will never tell anybody because you told me, and I promise. Okay, just have to put that out there. Okay. Like yeah, and if people tell me like don't tell anybody this, I will not. I will not definitely. But there's some things that people tell me, and it's like they should after they tell me that be like, don't tell anybody this because it's that down bad. And I will get into examples, but a lot of the times they don't. And I don't know if it's just like they don't care if other people know, or they just think that I'm a trusting person, which that's fine. That's good for people to trust me. Um, but now I'm gonna share it on my podcast. So no, I'm not gonna say names. I won't say names because I don't think that's good. But if you want to know, DM me because they didn't tell me I couldn't tell people. I don't know. It's just like I don't know what gives. And I don't know, maybe it's just like being a woman or something, but a lot of people will definitely like come up to me as if we're already friends, like being overly friendly with me and we haven't even barely met. Like it's definitely a phenomenon. And the same thing happens where people who are my friends, who I would consider like kind of like slightly barrier above just comedian coworkers, they will also come up to me and just like reveal the most like crazy thing. And I just be like, oh, okay, that's fun. Okay, I'm gonna clear my throat. Sorry. Okay, so now to get into the example, I'm really talking about this because yes, I was talking about inspiration and like loss of integrity. I will start with a personal experience. So starting comedy, of course, when I started comedy, I always tell people this. When I started comedy, I was never interested in comedy. I had never been to a comedy show before I started comedy. And so in a lot of ways, my initial ideas, the things that I thought were funny, the jokes that I wrote were original. Not in a lot of ways, in all ways, period. Those are original to my experience, original things that I believe are funny. And like of course you're always influenced by media, the things that you consume, things you watch, things that you see on Twitter. But everything that I had written in my first comedy set, was ideas straight from the dome, purely my own. Do y'all see me rubbing this pumpkin? Is that in frame? There's a pumpkin on my side table that's like my fidget toy today. um but yeah, these were all my original thoughts. I remember specifically deriving most of my first jokes from my own Twitter, things that I had tweeted. Because I was like, I don't know. I didn't really, I don't have a following on Twitter, but for some reason I would tweet as if I did. Just like funny things. And you know, my two friends who follow me, they would like it sometimes. But Twitter was definitely an outlet for me comedically. Comedically. This is the most I've talked in 2 days. Okay, let's get through this. Okay. But anyways, so yeah. But then of course, as you go on, as you're developing your set, as you're thinking of new jokes and things, um, then sometimes you get inspired by outside sources. I always hold close to my heart. I don't remember who told me this, but if the joke idea comes too quick to you, or the joke format comes too quick to you, it is probably not your original idea. And that is something that I've been sticking with. And of course, you can always like double check, Google whether or not that is actually your idea. You're the first person to say that. But it is definitely hard to be in the age of social media, and there's so many different funny people online, you know? And you see stuff scrolling at 2 a.m. on TikTok, and then you might have forgot that you watched the video and use it in your set, and now you're stealing jokes. I will say this happened with me once. Um, I saw a tweet on Twitter. Yep, that's where they be at. Or a tweet on X or whatever they're called. What are they called now? A post on X? What are they called? I don't care. That is Twitter to me. But I saw something on Twitter. Didn't realize that the joke that I saw on Twitter was something that I seen on Twitter. I thought it was an original idea. And I used it in a set. And I remember I didn't realize until like I said it at a few open mics, and somebody had complimented me on like how clever the joke was. And then when they said that, I was like, yeah, that is pretty clever. How did I even think of that? Because like I don't really have jokes that were that like sharp or like I don't know how to explain it. It's like I unintentionally stole a joke. And of course, all you can do is like move on. You just take it out of your set and that's it. But isn't it is that is I wouldn't say that is a lack of integrity or that is like compromising your integrity. Like that is just like being influenced. That happens, okay? And I don't know if I should really apologize for that. I don't think I should apologize for that cuz like that just happens. You know, we all hear things and then we take it in, you know? We're constantly being influenced by things that are around us, you know? Like it's the way that I can still quote like so many SpongeBob episodes. If I quote a SpongeBob episode, not even knowing that it is a quote from SpongeBob, I just think it's something that's funny. You know, like that's not me like forcefully stealing a joke. And I think the main thing about that is once I realize, or if somebody were to call me out and be like, excuse me, now I'm burping, I'm coughing and I'm burping. Okay. If somebody were to point out that I had stolen a joke, the thing to do is to be like, oh, I didn't realize that I got that from somewhere. Sorry, I'm going to take it out of my set. And in some ways, it's like, okay, we're going to get to the thing that I was talking about earlier, shading people, but I just want to talk through this first. Also, it is, in some ways, writing jokes. You have to know that there are no truly original thoughts in the world. For example, I have so many examples of this. Okay. For example, there's one time a comedian came to me and she was like, I was on a show with another comedian and they had the same exact joke as me. Premise, punchline, everything was so similar. And they posted the joke online and they were like outraged. They're like, I can't, like they didn't like call out blatantly, but they're like, here's the joke that I told on this date, time stamped, okay? And these two comedians that had the same joke are two comedians that are not in the same circles at all. They never crossed paths, never seen each other before. There's no way that that one comedian could have stolen the other comedian's joke. The thing is, the joke itself is not very original. The joke itself is very much like A-B thinking. So is there a chance that that person stole their joke? Maybe they saw it online years and years ago, and maybe they took it as their own. But also, on the contrary, maybe both of y'all just aren't thinking outside the box that much. If the audience can guess the punchline, if other comedians can guess the punchline, it's not a good enough joke. And okay, me contradicting myself again. Sometimes audiences do like an obvious punchline. Sometimes they like something that's relatable. But I think if you want to be really skilled as a writer, you should subvert the audience's expectations. Okay, and I'm saying all this as somebody who is 2 years into doing comedy, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right, but I think that's how I try to think with writing jokes. So that in that case, I don't think it's a case of anybody stealing anything. I think y'all are both are just like basic suburban moms. No offense, but basic suburban moms who happen to have the same joke because y'all are thinking on a straight ABC line of thinking. And that's okay. If y'all both get laughs, if both of your audiences enjoy that, but I don't think you should like blame anybody for stealing your joke in that case. I think you just need to get more creative as a writer. I actually don't know if this was a good idea to try to film this. I I feel like you all can tell when I'm taking pauses is not a natural like transition from one sentence to the next sentence because I have to keep pausing every 5 minutes to drink some water like now because my voice is giving out. This is fine. This is fine. I'm gonna post this, guys, because I'm making some valid points today. Like, I don't know, that nap really revitalized me. I feel like I'm making a lot of sense, and usually I don't. So, unfortunately, this does have to be posted with my voice sounding like this. Okay, because I have been thinking on this a lot because there has been instances as I was saying where people have told me about where they have compromised their integrity in joke writing for I don't even know what. I don't know why because it's not like it, okay, trying to be nice, I'm trying to be nice. It'd be like mid-level comedians compromising their integrity of joke writing for what? I will give my example. A comedian, he once told me, again, I don't know if he was joking or not, but if he was joking, this is a weird joke to make. Okay. This comedian, completely unprompted, came up to me one time, me and some other comedians too, and he was like, "Oh, sometimes I just look back at really, really, really old joke books, or I look at jokes that are in different languages and I translate them and then I say them on stage." Hmm? Really? And you're telling people this. And you don't see how this is the reason why you're still a mediocre comedian. Interesting, 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 interesting. And I don't know why that would be a thing that you would tell people. Hey, I basically steal jokes. Huh? Why are you sharing that with the masses? Wouldn't you keep that close to your chest? I don't know. It is weird. But yeah, this guy he told me that and I was like I already didn't think that he was a great comedian. And now you're telling me that I really think you're a bad comedian now. Cuz what do you mean? Okay, the next scenario. Another comedian. Why is it always guys that feel like they could trust me with this information? And maybe the girlies are doing it too, but I doubt it because girls are better in every way. But yeah, this other guy, comedian, I don't remember the context of the situation either. They should be sharing things, okay? But he was like, "Don't you love when you go out of state and you can tell somebody else's joke that you know is too good? What do you, huh?" He's like, "Yeah. When you go to a different state and you end up telling Sarah Beth's joke instead of your own joke because you know her joke is better." He didn't say it like that. But that's what basically he was implying. Like, my jokes aren't good enough. So when I go out of state, I'm just going to sprinkle in other people's jokes. That's a weirdo move. And I don't know why you would admit that to people at all. Like, You don't see how that's messed up? What does it matter if you cross the Georgia Florida line on whether you do a joke that is your own or not? And I get being inspired by people, getting inspired by other comedians' joke writing, but to completely and blatantly steal somebody else's joke just because you're in a different zip code, that's wild to me. That's very wild to me. Guys, I just have gotten so much anxiety, sharp anxiety, because I'm scared I'm not filming after sitting here. I need to check. I don't know why. I just like, oh, this is too good. I must not be recording. Okay. I'm in a coffee shop, so sorry for the audio, but this time that I did check, it was filming. But as you can tell by the rest of this video, shortly thereafter it stopped filming. So this was very good foreshadowing for me, and I hate myself. Thank you. Continuing the episode. Okay, I am. Okay, it's all good. I'm fine. I'm recording. Okay. Okay, I'm good. I'm good, guys. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. But isn't that a crazy move to pull? It's so crazy. It's so crazy that people trust me with this information. Like, I'm not going to tell other people. You're a loser who can't write your own jokes. And you should be reprimanded for it. I don't know. Like, I don't know what makes, like, I guess also it depends on people's goals for comedy. Like, my goal in comedy has always been I want to do the best that I can personally do. My goal is never to like be famous, to be touring, to like travel the world. Like, I don't really care. I just want to be good at a craft. And I want to tell myself that I am good and I'm doing the best that I can. I know that by stealing other people's jokes, I am not doing the best that I can. So why would I do that? But I guess if your goal is only to be famous, to book more shows, or just have people talk about you, I guess stealing jokes is one way to go. Like, I'm trying to reason with them, but really it just not making sense to me. Like, there's no way that stealing other people's jokes makes you proud. You really think that's okay? Because how would you feel if somebody stole your jokes? And not like the situation where somebody has a similar train of thought and y'all both come to the same conclusion of thinking. No, this situation is you have a completely original experience, completely original thought, something that's never been said before, and somebody takes that from you. Would you be okay with that? Because I don't think you would. I don't. I doubt it. So yeah. Okay, I've been filming for like I would say like 24 minutes right now. I wonder how much of this 24 minutes I'm gonna cut out because I was coughing or had to take a sip of water like now. Ugh, yummy phlegm. Yum. Okay. So yes, I am going to wrap this up shortly, briefly from here, but we'll get into our two segments. I'm doing this, okay, and I'm not doing this. Okay, I'll start with I'm not doing this because I was really finna come on this episode and be a complete hater. I was. I was sipping a bit of the haterade this past week, and I had preemptively planned to be a hater before I even experienced what I'm gonna talk about, okay? Okay. I am chiming in again to say I think the podcast gods saw that I was going to be a hater, and even though I didn't want to be a hater, I was very much so until they were like, cut the cameras, dead ass. And so the rest of this just didn't get filmed. I think I ran out of storage or something like that. So that is the end of the episode. Hope y'all are having a lovely week, and maybe I'll be a hater next time. Okay, bye. Thanks for listening.